Good morning, gamers. Welcome into the Gamers Roast podcast. I'm your host, Joshua J. Alongside me, Wesley Lance.
Morning, everybody.
And today is November 11th.
Shoo boy.
We are moving very rapidly
chugging along
the
year.
For real,
I don't know what this is.
I kept thinking it was 2020. Like I lived
Hey,
2020 for the past
like
5 years.
Well,
so.
it doesn't help that 2020 itself felt like it was 5 years long.
Right. So
and then
I'm like,
on top of that,
we'll never get out of it. You
yeah.
know? But then it's been so boring that I feel like nothing's changed yet. Like I'm still waiting for this month to bring something horrifically new. And
I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking it feels like everything is on pause indefinitely still.
Well, yeah, but it was weird. It was like every month we got something exciting and just something that was like, oh my gosh, like aliens and COVID.
It was like
killer bees.
It was like the Super Smash Brothers Fighters Pass. It's like, oh, what's the next fighter gonna be?
Right. It's like World War III.
What's the next fighter gonna be? Is it gonna be bees? Is it gonna be a virus? Is it gonna be aliens? Is it gonna be a tsunami? I don't know. Sakurai, put Sora into the world.
Is it nukes? Like what's happening?
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. And so then this year it's gone by in a blink of an eye because nothing's really happened. It's just been like weird.
Yeah, it has been kind of weird.
Like this is already our 17th episode? 18th?
Yeah.
Something like yeah.
Yeah, speaking of stuff going by, it's been fun though.
It's been
we're almost at 20 episodes.
I know.
Which is kind of incredible.
Like
just the two of us sitting here talking about games for 20 weeks.
And people listen and people watch. We are officially making money on this podcast. So that's
we've made like 10 cents, but you know what?
It's actually like 35.
Hey,
but that
ain't bad.
That's pennies.
It is 35 cents more than we had 20 weeks ago.
Oh gosh.
When you put it in perspective, it doesn't sound that great.
But it's something. Anyway, but thank you guys so much for watching and for stopping by. It really does mean a lot to us. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe, comment down below, do all of the things. If you're listening on podcasts, well, share it, comment and leave a review. And there's a donation button down there. If you want to help us get over 35 cents, it'd be great.
Maybe we could have $1.35 by next week.
Let's go.
That'd be amazing.
Donate that $1.
It'd pay for like a third of the coffee this week.
Actually, yes, that's exactly what it'd pay for. So, but we appreciate everything you guys do. Real quick, we're going to hop into the Thursday night football and talk about what I think of that. It's going to be the Ravens and at the Dolphins. And the Dolphins don't have Tua, but he wasn't really good anyway, so that doesn't really factor into it. I'm going to pick Lamar and the Ravens. I think they're going to win by 14 points. So
amazing. Ravens can't even swim that well, and they're going to beat the Dolphins.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Maybe it's an air battle. You ever think that?
Dolphins can fly. Dolphins with jetpacks.
Da, 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 da.
Why did you tell me John Cena's theme song for Flying Dolphins?
He seems like the guy that would represent the Flying Dolphins. Dolphins with jetpacks. That seems like a John Cena thing.
I actually, for whatever reason, can see that. I don't know why. I don't know why that makes sense, but it does.
It's just him on screen be like, Dolphins. And then he'd just shoot off in a jetpack. And then you see his army
that feels
of
like
Dolphins
The Rock,
fly
though.
back
That feels like a Rock line.
Yeah. Either way. It's one of them. One of them leads the Dolphin jetpack army. Now I want them to win.
You're just really desperate for some kind of catastrophe. You want either The Rock or John Cena to leave in a jetpack Dolphin army.
How terrifying would that be, though?
It would be absolutely terrifying.
Like,
I, for one, would welcome our new Dolphin overlords.
It'd be like the indie version of Sharknado.
Yeah.
Jetpack Dolphins.
Yeah, jetpack dolphins. Actually, of all of the species that could theoretically overtake humans, it's either octopi or dolphins.
Yeah.
It's one of those two. Something from the sea is going to take over.
Have you not seen Planet of the Apes?
I don't care about monkeys.
Harsh.
I have actually not seen any of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh.
Well, they look decent, but
anyway, yeah, I think the Ravens will beat the Flying Dolphin jetpack people.
Flying Dolphin jetpack.
They'll beat them by like 14.
All right, cool.
So
I'm glad that we weren't even talking about football anymore at that point.
Hey, but it was a little bit more exciting than what that game's going to be. So,
whoa. Wow. And you wonder why I don't watch football, and yet you yourself talk about it in such disparaging terms.
I'm a Bears fan.
Yeah, okay.
So that's all we got.
That kind of, yeah. that does put a damper on things.
But moving on to something hopefully a little bit more exciting.
Maybe. I don't
Java
know, man.
Monster Part D.
It's back, ladies and gentlemen.
We had tried the vanilla one before, and it sucked, and we ranked it very low. However, one of my friends really does like it, Chase Cooper, and so I decided that, you know what? We can't do a definite crap rating on it if we haven't tried their caramel one, their salted caramel. So
we're taking the COVID approach. If it wasn't bad enough the first time, we've got a variant. Okay.
Maybe
that was maybe it was a little dark, but
I loved it. So, we're putting our bodies on the line for you guys.
Okay. It's a Monster Energy drink. It does have a weird kind of color to it.
We're
not
doing
gonna
this
lie.
so you guys don't have to. Like, we make hard sacrifices and tough choices for you. So consider hitting that donation button and help us through this time.
In the arms of the angel.
So good.
Okay. Let's just try the coffee.
All
It
right.
smells actually
gosh.
decent.
Here we
So
go.
let's give it a shot. Man. It's not as bad as the vanilla.
Not near as bad as the vanilla.
Yeah, it's more subtle. So the vanilla was super sweet.
Right.
Like it was just like punch you in the mouth sweet. So this is boom.
He's so sweet. He punched my mouth. like it just
Yikes. Okay.
and with his fist. just big old sucker punch to the face.
Yeah.
Nothing says romantic and sweet like that. Continue.
Are you gonna how long are you gonna stay on this train, man? The vanilla monster was super sweet. This one's got Are you good? You good?
I'm good.
This one's got a little bit more subtlety. It actually kind of tastes like the caramel macchiato from Dunkin'. Now, to be fair, when we reviewed the caramel macchiato from Dunkin', neither of us had coffee that day, so it tasted real good.
That's true. I have had coffee before this.
This does have a twinge of monstery. I'm just going to use the word fakeness to it. Like the caramel macchiato from Dunkin' really tasted like it was just coffee and milk. This tastes like that, but there's just a little bit of extra. I don't know if it's the sweetener that Monster uses, but there's just a little something there that I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. It's
not bad.
It's Monster Java. Like, I would get this one over the vanilla one. I'm not a huge fan of salted caramel in general.
Yeah, you've said that before.
But I actually do enjoy this one. It is subtle enough to where it tastes good and I like it, but it's not. If you're at the gas station, you need a little pick me up. Go ahead and grab one. If I had to choose, I'd choose the Starbucks mocha or coffee flavor over going and getting the Java Monster.
Yeah.
So it's definitive to say this did not bring up the other one enough to really give it anything to talk about.
Yeah, I'd say solid 4.5 maybe. Like,
yeah, I'd be there.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
be
decent. It's nothing special.
Better than what was it, the 2 or whatever that we gave it on the other one?
I gave it a 2. You gave it like a 3.5, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So it's
and it's
a step up.
I also might have been biased against it just because I really hate Monster. Like, I don't like Monster energy drinks.
Right.
But thankfully, this doesn't taste like a Monster energy drink, other than the fact that the sweetener tastes a little funny.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely a step up, but not by a lot. So. All right, let's hop into the roast of the week.
Yeah,
real
one
quick.
second. I got to get my water bottle undone here, and I got to do it with one hand because our stands are gone.
Again, support the podcast.
Support the whole thing is falling apart. This is a little bit of old news, so I apologize for this, but it's Nintendo, so I have to talk about it. Those of you, so a while back, it was like probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, we talked about the Nintendo Switch expansion pass. That was because we were talking about the possibility of them adding Game Boy games, GBA games. They didn't do that. They added N64 games and Genesis games. And at the time, they just said it was going to be an increased price. They didn't say what the price was going to be. And that should have been a sign to all of us that something was coming. Because when they didn't announce the price, we should have been like, I wonder why. They waited until after the Animal Crossing Direct to announce that the next tier of Nintendo Switch Online is a whopping $50 a year to get the N64 and Genesis games.
What do they think they are? PlayStation or Xbox?
Well, okay, and this is the thing though. With PlayStation and Xbox, not only do you get online, but you get 2 to 3 free games every month, and they're like recent big budget. Like one of them was Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was free.
Yeah.
It was free the month after I bought it.
Roast.
It's fine. I'm still mad.
Roast for you.
Yeah, I bought it. And then like the next month, they're like, we're going to give it to you for free. And I'm like,
I'm sorry, headphone users.
yeah, rip headphone users. So this is $50 a year for games that are like 20 years old at this point. Like Ocarina of Time, Pokemon Snap, Majora's Mask. And like, they're good games. They're incredible games. But also, if you're a Nintendo fan, you probably own these games in some way, shape, or form, either on like the virtual console. Like I have Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. And then you've been able to buy N64 games on virtual console for years at this point. So it seems so strange for them to charge this much for not that big of an upgrade. Genesis games, maybe, but you can get Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for the Switch. It comes on a cartridge with a bunch of Genesis games. And here's the big part. The N64 emulation didn't even work correctly. Someone was playing, I've heard stories, someone was playing Ocarina of Time and they got to the well in Kakariko Village and the HUD disappeared and the game essentially crashed. Which...
That's not good.
There are fan-made emulators that have been running these games better for like 10, 15 plus years at this point. And Nintendo still can't get their own emulation correct.
That's the W&Ds, man. Weird Nintendo decisions. Yeah. But here's the thing. They know how to play on their fan base because...
They do.
We make fun of Skyrim for releasing a new thing every year, but the main fan base buys every single edition that comes out. So...
Sorry, didn't mean to hit the table.
Nintendo fans will buy every single edition of every single game and every single console because they're like, nostalgia, oh my God.
The funny thing about Nintendo fans, though, is they will complain about it, but they will still buy it.
Yeah.
Therefore, because the connection doesn't seem to be, companies don't really care about your angry tweets. They only care about if they got your buy. If you bought it, your tweets mean nothing.
Nintendo fans be like, gosh darn OLED Switch. It's like, how many did you buy? I got 12 of them. It's like, well,
I hate it. It's a stupid decision. I've already pre-ordered it.
I've already bought 5.
Yeah.
It's like, you're the reason. You're the reason that they do these things.
You're the problem.
If you voted with your wallet and said, screw you, Nintendo, then maybe they change. Yeah. They won't, but they might.
To be fair, if you are an Animal Crossing player, you do get access to the Animal Crossing expansion pass with the expansion, with the upgraded tier. So,
cha-ching.
And that is what?
Like, woohoo, cha-ching. Like,
yeah. That was already $25. So for like, basically, if you were already planning on buying the expansion, you pay extra $25, you get access to the game. So in that case, it makes sense. However, if you ever cancel your membership, you lose access to the DLC. So like, if you like build a bunch of stuff with the Animal Crossing DLC and you cancel your membership, I'm just imagining on your island, a tornado comes and just it takes everything away. Your poor villagers are in the coffee shop just having a latte and all of a sudden it's just gone. They're just sitting there.
One has a coffee cup and they're like, and then alien comes over.
Shigeru Miyamoto himself comes and goes.
See, it's like, do you want to pay $25 to own it or $50 to borrow
to rent it? Essentially,
like, well, that doesn't make sense. Like $50 and I'll like borrow it for like a long. No, you'll borrow it every year. You have to pay another $50.
My favorite thing,
it just doesn't make sense.
I actually just want to read this because I feel like VentureBeat did a better job of roasting it than I did. This is the last paragraph of this VentureBeat article. We'll link it in the description. It says, this new tier price is close to what it costs for a year of PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold. You pay $60 a year for those services. On top of access to online gaming, they each give you a few free games to download each month. And these are often newer titles. Oh, and you don't have to use an app on your phone for online voice chat.
Roasted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You have to use an app on your phone to chat via voice for Nintendo Switch Online.
That's one of the dumbest stinking things. It's
Nintendo is perpetually stuck about 10 to 15 years in the past when it comes to online stuff. I don't know what it is. They're an intensely traditional company. They're an intensely stubborn company. They will not change their ways. They just won't.
It's like trying to get your old 85-year-old grandpa who hates technology to use a smartphone.
That's exactly what it's like.
It's like, here, no, just hit the button that has a little green phone on. He's like, what? Why would I hit a button? I'm supposed to do the little spin dial. And it's like, no, grandpa, you hit the little green button and then you click on a name and then the phone will call that person. There's no spin dial. How does it know what number to call? Well, it memorized it. It has a mouth. It has a brain. And he throws it across the room and shoots it with his 12 gauge. It's like, oh my gosh, grandpa.
That escalated quickly.
It's like, stop it.
Learn Grandpa, to use we live phone. In an apartment. There are people behind that wall.
Not anymore.
Yikes. So anyway, I know it's old news. If you've been following Nintendo news, you've probably already been outraged about this for a good 2 weeks at this point, but I wanted to add to it. So yay
yes.
me.
Nintendo, the grandpa of video games.
Still love the games though. I like Nintendo. See that I was listening to a Minus Cast episode. They were talking about it. And one of the things they said is they're like, we love Nintendo games. The company is weirding us out a little bit at this point, but we like the games.
Yeah. I feel like that's how it is with a lot of different things. Like,
yeah,
I kind of like Call of Duty.
Have you played Vanguard yet?
When the demo came out, I haven't actually bought the game. I don't know. It's one of those things where everybody's already forgotten about the whole Activision Blizzard crap. They've already like, oh, well, let's just keep pushing that on the road because cool new game.
Yeah.
So, it sucks.
That's how boycotts usually go, though. It's just kind of the way things, like, regardless of what it's about, people are like, we're never going here again. 3 months later, they're back.
Yeah, and it just, so, I don't know. It makes me stubborn. It makes me go, you know what? No, I don't care how fun that game is. I don't want to buy it because I want to be the one that stands up and actually says, screw you, because you screwed other people.
I have the advantage of just not having enough money to buy any new games, so I can be like, I can't support anyone.
I do have that. I don't. Whoa. I don't know. I said I do have that. I don't know.
That was a weird voice. I don't know if I like that.
I that's my problem as well. There we go. I'll say it that way. But my birthday was coming up, so I could have gotten a game for my birthday, but I don't know.
Didn't.
I'd rather get something like Guardians of the Galaxy or Battlefield or something like that rather than a Call of Duty and Activision crap. So. But let's move on to something a little bit more interesting and kind of exciting if they can pull it off. GTA parent company, Take-Two, is planning on releasing 62 games by March 2024.
Okay, so real quick, before we get into this, it did say specifically they aren't planning on releasing 62 games. They have 62 games in development at the time that are to be released by the end of the fiscal year 2024. Some of those will probably be canceled or like melded with other things. So like as of this point, there are 62 projects they are working on, which is still insane.
Right. It's like, how many games do you want? Yes.
All of them. Except for GTA 6.
Yeah,
that was the first joke when you told me about this morning that we were going to talk about it. I was just like, and 50 of those are GTA San Andreas, just different versions of San Andreas.
All right. By Eddie.
Oh, this is fun.
Macic?
Wait, we already read one of his articles.
I think so, but I can't remember the lady name.
I think it was Macic. I think you said Macic.
We'll go with that. It's on GameSpot.com. We'll link that in the description below. It says, as part of Take-Two's earnings report, the company revealed that it has a whopping 62 games planned for release by the end of fiscal year 2024, which is March of 2024. These games were listed off in a slide for Take-Two's fiscal year 2022 to 2024 pipeline. It includes 23 immersive core titles, 6 independent games from its private division labeled, 20 mobile games, 4 mid-core games, and 9 new iterations of previously released title or GTA, like all the GTAs.
All of them.
They didn't say that. I added that.
Every single one of them.
You can see Take-Two's definitions of these 5 categories listed below, and then they have a list of the pipeline and some examples of games like NBA 2K 2022, WWE 2K 2022, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Marvel's Midnight Suns, Kerbal Space Program 2. All that is doesn't say what year actually, but they have 20, like I said, 23 immersive core. Ollie Ollie World is one of their independent games. They don't really list any mobile or mid-core. And then they have a couple of the new iterations, like the Kerbal Space Program for Gen 9 consoles, Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy.
Wait, isn't that already out?
Oh, yep. It launched today, actually. It launches today.
I was going to say, that's out.
So, hey, this morning, if you want to go grab the GTA Trilogy, it's out.
It's so weird that GTA is on the Switch because for a long time, Nintendo was like the super squeaky clean company. And now all of a sudden they have like GTA on Switch and Call of Duty and all of these other like things that I never, ever thought would be on a Nintendo console. Although I guess Call of Duty released for the Wii, which is really weird to think about.
Sorry, I got lost in this thing. It says launching digitally November 11th, physically December 2021. So I thought, because then right after that it says mobile, first half of calendar 2022. I thought it was saying physical for mobile, and I was like, that doesn't compute with my brain. That's a little doesn't.
Well, okay. This is going to be a weird. This is going to be a out of left field. There was a combination cell phone video game console a while back that used cartridges. It was the Gizmondo. No, was it the Gizmondo? Or was it
I
the...
like that name, the Gizmondo.
No,
it's a Gizmo. We can't use that Gizmondo.
There was the Gizmondo. That was a little bit more normal. That one has a fascinating story behind it. There's a video I need to link to you to watch on.
That sounds like a foreign to me, like a foreign take on Gizmo.
Like a knockoff?
Yeah, like a knockoff of a Gizmo. Like when people are like, oh, it's just, it's a Gizmo. It's like, oh, it's a Gizmondo.
Yeah. There was one released by a major company. I think it might be Nokia. Yeah, the N-Gage, the Nokia N-Gage. It was a cell phone combination game console. The greatest thing about it was, though, to load in a game, you had to pop the battery out because the game card slot was underneath the battery. And also, when you held it up, it looked like you were holding a sandwich to your ear.
Why would that be a design?
Look up the Nokia N-Gage sometime. It's N-G-A-G-E. But you just mentioned physical for mobile. They came in like actual cartridges. You could buy games for it, but you had to pop the battery out. So, I am going on so many tangents. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Continuing with this, though, it says, to help with Take-Two's ambitious plans, the company has been increasing the head count in recent years. For the latest year, Take-Two had a development studio staff of 5,046, a number that has since been steadily growing in recent years. So they're definitely trying to open more jobs to get enough people in here to get these things done. Obviously, there's 62 things that they said, we want to push this.
Yeah.
Like, they're not scrapped on the floor yet. These are things they actually do pursue. I mean, you don't pursue something for months on end if you don't expect to finish.
Yeah.
Gosh, so sorry.
It was a weird sneeze.
I tried to hold it in and my brain was like, it's going to explode. But so, I mean, they obviously do plan on releasing all 62. Like, they're going to try their best. Usually it doesn't happen, but hey, more power to them, because the more that they release is the more that we're able to play.
I guess I always thought that Take-Two was like a studio, like Rockstar, but it turns out they're I didn't know they were a parent company. It's kind of the whole Facebook Meta thing. Like, everybody thinks that Facebook is changing its name to Meta, but Facebook was owned by the Facebook Corporation, and the Facebook Corporation changed its name to Meta. But like, the social network is still Facebook, but Meta owns like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. The company that owns all of that is now called Meta. And so parent companies versus like the studios they own still kind of weirds me out. Like, Square Enix, I think, is a studio, but they're a really, really big studio because they're working on so many different games at once. They're working on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, where they were doing Guardians. They did the Avengers game. Like,
so you talked about tangents. I'm about to get off on one.
Here we go.
So the metaverse is loosely defined as an extensive online world where people interact via digital avatars. Companies like Meta Platforms Inc., formerly known as Facebook Inc., have touted plans to develop metaverse experiences, services, and hardware. What is your take on the metaverse and Mark Zuckerberg?
It just sounds like they're just trying to redefine the internet. Like, what is the definition? The metaverse is loosely defined as an extensive online world where people interact via digital avatars. That's the internet. Like, when you go online, you interact as an avatar. You set up an account on a forum, you put a little stupid profile picture up, and you talk to people. Like, that's just the internet. That is corporate jargon. They're trying to make it sound cooler than it really is.
But I think they're wanting to make it more 3D, gosh darn it.
So they're trying to push VR, basically.
Yeah.
Which, didn't they change the name of Oculus to like Horizon or something?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that too. But I kind of am. Okay, so I'm a little excited for this. We talked about cryptocurrencies 2 weeks ago on our Halloween episode.
Yes.
And they're going to be using...
Musk. Woohoo.
They're actually going to be using different types of currencies, cryptocurrencies, as the main currency in this, which is really cool because crypto is at a point now where it's not going to go away, in my opinion. It's
for better or for worse.
And they talk about, have you seen that reality dancing singing show where they're behind and they do mocap, and then it's a like it's a like digital figure that's a hologram that does the singing.
No.
The judges, so you design your avatar and then you get in the suit with all the dots and you sing and you do your stuff, and on stage is a hologram of the avatar you created doing the stuff. So they don't judge you based on how you look, they only judge you on your avatar, and they judge you on what you sound like.
What if you suck at making an avatar?
Well, then you get someone to do it for you. Like, and so if they can do that with the technology already, like, I mean, that'd be really cool if you could do that type of stuff.
Man.
We're getting closer and closer to the whole, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, help, you're my only hope.
Except that was actually Leia.
Well, yes.
You could be catfished by a hologram. Although, I guess if you were talking to a hologram, hopefully you'd have the sense to know that it was not a real person.
All these, what is it? The get a wife today on all these like what websites,
like the hot singles in your area thing.
That, or like the one where they need like a way to get to the States, and so if they're a fiance, then it's like
they deliver you a flash drive and you plug it into your computer. And it goes pew!
It's like, I am your wife. It's like, oh great. At least you can put them back in the drawer. Be like, nope. I'm unplugging that.
Oh my.
Save that for another day.
Yikes.
Open it up, there's drawer. It's just a drawer of flash drive. It's like, hey.
You've been cheating on me.
Your wife opens the drawer. She's like, what are all these? It's like, it's all work, I promise.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there are so many ways we could take this that I don't feel like are appropriate.
But I think it'd be really cool to have the metaverse, though.
So we've gone all of our lives thinking that we were going to eventually come into some like dystopian Matrix level, like where aliens or robots are going to be like stealing our brain energy, and we're going to have some like violent resistance. We're going to have like a Neo who's going to rise up and we have fallen into the most boring dystopia in the world. Like, we are allowing ourselves to just be thrust into the Matrix. Like, Mark Zuckerberg is basically telling us, we're trying to get you to live your lives online. We're trying to get you guys to disconnect from reality. And we're like, okay, sure, whatever. We are asking for the most boring dystopian universe.
Because sometimes life sucks and you just want to be in a simulation.
Sometimes you just want to let the bad guys win because at least they have an idea of what they're doing.
If you're in a simulation, that means it's not your fault that everything went to crap. You know what I mean?
Well, that hit a little harder than I was expecting.
Just because you got a holographic wife now. Don't tell me what love is, man.
What is love? Baby, don't delete me.
Oh, God.
Don't delete me.
It's like,
no more.
It's like, did you get divorced? I just deleted her.
Did I get divorced? No, I got defragmented.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa.
I was just trying to talk about what we thought the metaverse would be.
The metaverse is the end of the world, Josh. That is what it is. I don't know what was in that. I only had 3 sips.
Coffee done the monster way. Wide open with a take no prisoners attitude and the experience and know-how to back it up.
That's why.
Yip-ki-yay. Mother. I just wanted to know what you thought. I think I spit on
my microphone. I'm sorry.
I think that the metaverse could be pretty cool. I think that it could take off and actually be pretty awesome.
Sorry, I'm all worked up now. I need a second.
But imagine what it could do for games, though.
Yeah,
I mean, think the cool.
That's what I'm concerned about, Josh.
Imagine if we had a holographic chess table, and when the knight killed the pawn, you got to see the knight ride in and stab the pawn.
Like, I mean, they kind of have that with like regular chess games.
But I'm saying
on a
like
screen,
holographic.
It's like actual 4D chess. You could actually be playing 4D chess.
That'd be so cool. I mean, it'd be awesome. You could edit it to be whatever. Like, I could be like, I'm gonna be the king, and my wife's gonna be the queen, and all my pawns are gonna be like my low tier friends, and then have the knights be like my best.
Yeah,
friends.
so like I can watch my like third best friend stab your least best friend.
Exactly.
We're like riding through, and I've got Aaron as my knight, and he comes in and just skewers Frankie, and you're like, oh well, it's probably okay. I don't know why Frankie is the pawn.
We love you, Frankie.
Sorry.
Gosh.
I just picked someone, okay? I don't know Josh's rankings. I just picked someone.
You are
random.
my queen, Frankie. You're not my pawn.
I thought I was your queen.
Well, you just stabbed Frankie. So
No,
for those of
Aaron
you that
stabbed
don't know,
Frankie.
Frankie is a really good friend of ours.
Aaron stabbed Frankie. It wasn't me. I just told Aaron to stab Frankie.
Oh, got you.
It's completely different.
Oh my gosh, we are getting off on these crazy
Hashtag
Metaverse.
things don't take out of context.
I think it'd be cool to play
we
4D chess. So I will sell my future life and self into a horrible dystopia of Mark Zuckerberg leading the world, and if I could have a 4D chess.
So anyway, Take-Two Interactive is releasing a lot of games.
Yahoo!
How on earth did we end up there?
I don't know, but we did. So circling all the way back to games.
Yes.
Well, I mean, they had something to do with games.
Yeah, no, I think it was on point. It just was weird.
Yeah. But speaking of things that are really going to be awesome, gosh, I totally spaced it. The Star Wars.
Yeah,
there we go.
KOTOR.
Thank you. Knights of the Old Republic. They released one of their old trailers for the 10-year anniversary, and it's in 4K, and it looks beautiful.
It really does look nice.
If they can make the game look like that,
I think they will. I mean, games look just incredible in general at this point.
I'm in love. That's my queen. KOTOR
Graphics?
is my queen. Graphics, yes. Let's go.
4K.
Dude, do you think you could upgrade your holograms?
I was just going to say that. Just like, oh, I'm 1080p. I see how it is. She's 4K. I'll never live up to that standard, that resolution.
Oh, man. And then you just hit the mute button. It's like, oh, gosh.
I feel like such a greasy old man talking about like holograph wives this way. This feels like a I don't like this joke. This feels like the kind of humor I try to avoid most of the time.
Don't come at us. It could be holographic male
That's
husbands
true.
too. I mean, yeah. So
4K 6-pack. That makes me feel insecure.
It's like,
man.
is your hologram looking a little big?
A little flabby?
For just $9.99.99, you could get yourself a 6-pack for your avatar. It's like, yes.
For $9.90, all of that. You didn't even say what currency it was. It was just $9.99.99.99.
And 5 payments of that.
In 5 payments of we don't even know what currency it is.
Bitcoin.
Oh my.
Cardano. Anyway, but if the KOTOR, if it looks as good as
we have zero focus, it's fine.
If it looks as good as it did in that trailer,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be immersed into that game when it comes out.
You're gonna have to wait though, because it's a PlayStation exclusive.
But it doesn't come out for
like
what, 2 years?
It's a while.
Yeah, so I'll have another. I sold my PS5. Don't hate me. I know. Had to do it for certain reasons, investments and things like that.
I didn't mean to call you out like
that. No,
that.
I'm cool with it.
Okay.
As you can tell, it's not here.
Well, neither is the Xbox.
Well, yeah, that's just I didn't know how to set it up to make it look good. But we'll get that for next week. But yeah, so I'll definitely get another PS5 when they're a little bit more readily available. But also, I don't use the disc as much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get the digital next time because I just don't use disc.
It's so weird. I never thought that I would say that, but yeah, I don't really either.
Well, and I don't need the storage space because I have so much downloadable internet. Like, I can delete and upload a game within 20 minutes and it doesn't bother me.
Really, the only reason I would want a disc PS5 is because of my disc PS4 games, but the only one that I would really want to keep is Horizon Zero Dawn, maybe.
And I think that comes with the PlayStation inclusive pack thing. So, I mean, you really don't even need it. So, I'm probably just going to go digital. So, I just, like I said, I sold the disc for what? Because I needed the extra cash for some investment opportunities. And like I said, there's really nothing coming out that's going to take advantage of the PS5 for the next 2 years anyway. So, for those of you that are really wanting one, wait.
Or buy an Xbox, like Game Pass.
Yeah, Xbox. The reason Xbox is great is because of Game Pass. So that's. I mean, and even then, you can go the Series S unless you really want that 4K resolution and all that. I mean, it does look. It does look amazing.
I can't take it seriously now.
Never mind. It does look amazing, but
Okay.
Sorry, I lost train of thought.
Obviously.
We got to wrap this up. But before
yeah.
we do, I want you to talk about the game you've been playing.
Yeah. Okay.
You've been reviewing a game.
Yeah. So I mentioned a couple times that I write for Geeks Under Grace. So the game that I am reviewing currently is a game by I've never heard of him before. His name is Swery. I don't know his full name. He just goes by Swery. And he's a Japanese game director who has formed his own studio, White Owl Studio. And they've released a couple games, but the most recent one they've done is The Good Life. And it's set in the English countryside. It's really weird. Like, I'm getting the impression that Swery is a little bit like Hideo Kojima in the fact that he has really, really, really big ideas for his games and he wants to put them all in. But like, this game, you play as a New York journalist who goes to this town in the middle of like the British countryside. I don't know where it's set. Like, it's somewhere in the UK. I said English. It might not be even in England. But she goes there to investigate these like mysteries that are happening. She's got this enormous debt to pay off. But then like all of the residents of the town turn into animals, and then you can turn into an animal. And it starts out kind of lighthearted. Like, she's like all jaded and stuff, and she's talking to all these people. She thinks that they're all hicks. But then it kind of gets like mystical when they all turn into animals. But then there are several missions that involve you peeing on things as a dog. Like, your first day you have to mark your territory 10 times, then 20, then 30, and then 40. And it's just you running around and peeing on things.
So you're a woman that goes around peeing on things.
But
as a dog.
But as a dog, which makes it okay, I think. I'm not sure. Most of the side quests are like fetch quests. And then like the story gets really dramatic because there's like a murder that happens, but then immediately after you discover that there's a man who can turn into a sheep, but he also looks like a sheep and he can run faster than the speed of sound. He's like this ancient mystical sheep. I get tonal whiplash because it goes from really dramatic and like really like somber to completely off the wall ridiculous. Like, the grocer just has a cyborg arm. He just has a prosthetic like grabber arm, but it's never explained. He just does. And then one of the people almost starves to death in his garage because he's like an inventor and he just forgets to eat for 3 days. And so you have to go to the restaurant and order food and carry it because you can't put it in your inventory. You have to physically carry it to him so he doesn't starve to death in his garage.
Did you pee on the food?
No.
Okay.
No, there are only specified spots you can pee.
Oh.
Because Michaela was watching me.
None of them are restrooms.
No, none of them are restrooms.
Okay.
Michaela was watching me, and there were so many people she was annoyed with. She's like, "Can you pee on him?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Can you pee on him?" And I was like, "No, Michaela, you can only pee in the specified pee places." She's like, "Okay, fine, whatever." It was so.
What kind of game doesn't let you pee on everyone you hate?
It's so weird. It's just like. The review will hopefully be coming out soon, so keep an eye on geeksundergrace.com for that, for my full thoughts on it. But it's just...
what would you give it? Like, how do you rate stuff? Like, what do you...
Scale out of 10. I haven't given it... I don't really want to give it my score, because I haven't actually, like, scored it yet, and I don't really want to... I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about. I don't know, like...
Can I give the scores from Eurogamer, Metacritic, and PC Gamer?
Sure, I've already written the review.
Okay. Eurogamer gave it a 3 out of 5, Metacritic 61%, and PC Gamers 79%. Google users, 88% liked it. Apparently, a lot of people like to pee on things.
I think this is a typical case of a game not appealing to me and my play style. If you really enjoy
peeing on things.
No, it's not just peeing on things. There's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of side quests to do. I feel like the side quests mainly boil down to doing the same thing over and over and over again. Not peeing.
You peed 30 times.
I did pee 30 times. I'm not going to lie. I spent so I was short on cash, and you do side quests to earn money.
You have to pee on things
and then he pays you. He pays you £50 to pee on things. Woo. Anyway.
The Good Life review. A messy RPG is right, as unique as it is ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. The ending of the game is completely off the wall. I won't spoil anything, but it's mental. The whole game is just mental.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I knew what I was getting into. And then I was playing it, and then all of a sudden there's like aliens, and there's like Arthurian legend, and like
what's the strangest thing you peed on?
No, I peed on very mundane things. I don't know why you're so obsessed with this aspect of the game. It's like street signs and walls and stuff.
No humans, no aliens.
No.
Not a spaceship.
You do have to pee. No, you do have to pee on a seed to make a giant beanstalk grow so you can get inside the UFO, though.
Oh my gosh. What is this game? Oh my gosh.
It's bizarre.
If y'all love peeing on things,
it's
and
not
getting
all
in
about
spaceships
peeing.
and
That is
seeing
only
aliens
like 10% of my playtime.
and murder. 10% is a lot to pee in a game, bro.
It was not 10%. It was maybe like 2 to 3%. It was just, I probably spent a good 25 minutes on that mission, though.
If you watched a movie and 10% of the movie is a dude peeing on things, it would not
Heavy
be
Rain.
a good movie. Heavy Rain. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh, I didn't even get that.
Yellow rain, yellow rain.
It's so if you want like an open, it describes itself as a debt repayment RPG. You're like earning money to repay your debt, not just by peeing, just by helping people out and like collecting golden eggs and talking to people and doing random things. If you're into that sort of thing, it might be worth it. I got real bored though. It's really repetitive, and the main character is really unlikable. She's like kind of a jerk to everyone and never stops swearing like the whole time. And like, I don't usually mind swearing to a certain extent.
Is this a kid's game?
No, very much not.
What's it rated?
Probably teen. I didn't look up the rating, but there's like a lot of mention of alcohol, like several, like the vicar is a drunk. The vicar is the town drunk, and he like says like wherever there is alcohol, there is God. Like alcohol is a religious experience to him. Like it might not be rated by the ESRB, actually, because it's mainly on. Well, no, it's on PS4. Oh, I don't know what it's rated, but it's a bizarre adventure, man.
Huh.
Not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That was not a JoJo reference for any anime fans.
That's interesting.
Yeah, blood, violence, use of alcohol, drug reference. No language. There's a lot of language. There's a specially voiced line because she has a term that she calls the place, and it's the only, like, they're like, so some of the cutscenes are voiced and some of them are just text, but like as you're going along, they'll like say a line, like it'll be like, oh, hello, and like the text will,
right.
And she has a specific voice line for the thing that she keeps calling the town, and I can't say it because we don't swear on the podcast, but she says it a lot. Very annoying.
Huh.
So,
well,
that was a horrible, horrible review. If you want more fleshed out thoughts, read my actual review on www.geeksundergrace.com, coming out at some point in the future.
All right. Well, on that note of pee,
I have no idea what we talked about today. I apologize, everyone.
We talked about the metaverse, peeing on things, digital holographic wives that you can buy, and
that's going to be the title for this week.
We talked about KOTOR, which was really cool. We talked about GTA parent company Take-Two getting 62 games out by 2024. Some of those probably will have peeing in them.
I mean, it's GTA. I assume there's public urination in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I'd bet there would be. There is in the good life, so why not the GTA life as well? Anyway, we hope you guys have enjoyed this crazy episode.
I feel like last week we had like no energy, and this week we had way too much.
Yeah.
So,
but I liked it. I enjoyed this episode.
I feel like we may have lost a lot of our viewership because we talked a lot about things that...
I don't think we lost them. I think we switched our viewers. Like, the ones that normally listen are like, I'm a bounce for this one, and the ones that don't listen are like, I want to tune into that.
I'm going to give this one a shot.
I'm peeing on things? What's that? What? Anyway, holographic wives? What? Metaverse?
Oh my.
We hope you guys have enjoyed us.
I don't know if I did.
Talking about everything. But if you enjoyed this episode, the other ones are a little more chill. So
not all of them.
Not all. That's true.
You listen to the one that Aaron and I did together. That one was a little
that's true.
Crazy.
But again, thank you guys for watching, for supporting us, and it really does mean a lot. So like, subscribe, comment, donate if you would like to. If not, just sharing this with everyone you know that would appreciate it and not get creeped out by it. We would love that as well.
Be very careful sharing this particular episode, perhaps.
Play lots of video games, pee on a lot of things.
No!
Drink a lot of coffee.
That.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.